Oh, are we live? I think we're live. Are we? Are we living, chat? Are we perhaps living? Okay, I think we're live. Yeah, we're live. All right. So I may or may not have had technical difficulties for the past like 7 or 8 minutes trying to figure out how to start the stupid thing because I installed a plugin and that made it very difficult to even try and start up the stream in the first place because it's like, oh, you need to have this really specific thing. Like, no, I don't want. It either wants me to use. I swear, I try and get it connected, and for whatever reason, it chooses to link every single stream that I have unlisted, except the one I have listed that I meant to go live on, which doesn't make any sense. And then it wants me to create a new one. Like, what the only option I don't have is to start the live stream I'm trying to start. Like, whatever. Anyways, chat, how are we doing today? My day's not started great. Let me just do a few pings. Hey, yes, hello. Welcome to the stream. It took me 8 minutes to figure out how to get it live. Because of a stupid plugin I installed that's meant to... I still need to figure that out, too. I still need to figure out how in the world I'm gonna get, like... You guys know how, like, do you guys know how Twitch chat works? I've been trying to get it connected similar to that so that chat will just appear in a similar method to that, but I haven't been able to do that, and that's exactly why I installed the plugin in the first place. But as it would turn out, I haven't been able to figure that out yet. No, I'm not fine. Anyways, what was I gonna do? Oh yes, let me switch it over. Oh no, wait, hold on. Why is that there? Get out of here. We're not doing coding suggestions. We're not doing that. Actually, wait, hold on. Let me I have not had time to check things, by the way, so I'm gonna just quickly check a couple of things. I do not remember why I was looking at TNO files. I really do not remember why I was looking at that. Yeah, I know I do have to do 8 more advisors for that one releasable you have. Just gonna toss some things over. You guys can't see it, but I'm tossing a bunch of stuff over. Maybe I shouldn't toss that over. Alright, now I can probably turn it back on. There we go. Okay. If you don't know what this mod is, I've been working on it for a year and a half or so. I don't feel like explaining it. I think I explained it a previous stream. But pretty much today I'm just going to be coding and doing a lot of it. It's this one. Yes, it's this one. So there is it's characters. It's characters. There's a few things that I need to do. Okay, well maybe I guess I can move it over a little bit. There we go. Wait, hold on. I need to go into the game real quick. So this isn't here, I don't think. Wait, let me check the files. No, it is not there. All right. Yes, we're heading over to an unusual continent compared to usual. Where I've got to add a new leader there. Or not add a new leader. Ah, great. I broke the bookmarks now. Thanks, game. Thanks for giving me 167 errors. Alright, so I may or may not have changed a few ideas, and I need to fix that now. There we go. Alright. So are all the characters there? No, wait, no, that does look like it. Who's the... Oh, they are all there. Okay, well then I guess I just need to add the portraits for them. Yeah, these were added a very long time ago, so I don't remember. Guess we do need to add this leader, though. And I don't know where. All right, no, I do remember where. It's in new characters. There we go. There's only one portrait. Nope, not that. That was the wrong paste. Oh, great. All right, there we go. So that should be that. I should also essentially fix this now. It gave me a few errors, mostly errors I can solve very quickly, very easily. I decreased a handful of the errors. Most of the errors are just country tags not being in the list for whatever reason. And now I need to do a couple of advisors. Why start on the theorists? That doesn't... Why are we starting on the theorists of all things? Well, the person in charge of... Wait, what now? What do you mean you couldn't find it? Oh, wait, because I didn't add it, did I? That would actually explain it. GFX leader here. Just open that up. Then I need to actually copy the leader over. Boom. Then there we are. That should be that. Okay, well, now it's not giving the error anymore, so that's good. That means leaders in the files. I'm not saying what kind of files, but they're in the files. Oh boy. Alright. Common characters. And this is for one of the nations. Okay. This nation. Well, it's not really nation, it's releasable, but same thing, I guess. Okay. I don't know if they're gonna even be any of these things, but we'll do this anyway. There we go. This character part right here is what I'm going to be replacing. I'm going to start with the army guy. There we go. This is actually going to be a theorist, I think. Are the other ones even there? Oh, wait, there's another one. Oh. I didn't even realize. Oh, well. Okay, so just the military chiefs and... Okay, so I do need to... I'm actually going to undo that, just so I can... Okay, there we go. Now, I'm going to replace it. Theorist. The rest of these are not going to be high command. I don't know why it's out of order, but oh well. That's quite a few. Okay, so there's a little more than just this. That's great to know. And I don't even know what chat is on about right now. Alright, anyway, let's see. Alright, there we go. These are all going to be army chiefs. Alright, there we are. Probably not going to need that either. That. Oh wait, are any of these? Oh no, okay, it's just one of them, I think. Yeah, just one of them, I believe. Just one of them. Alright, now I can probably go and put all of these guys in... Where? Where? Here's the characters. Oh, wait, no, wait, hold on. Army. It's Navy down there. Should be that guy, that guy, that guy, and that guy. They're all guys. Alright, there we go. Oh wait, do I have the history file for it anyway? I don't think I... Okay, I need to find the history file. There it is. There we go. And I think there's one other. Not that. 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 Oh, that's too far. That. Alright, there we go. Now, I'm not going to save it yet. Because there's still other characters that need to be done. This, I'm gonna copy and paste real quick. Because there's only one character that'll have that. The rest will not. Dearest. There we go. I know, there's one female in this entire thing. This entire country has one singular female. That's insane. All the people there. Worst country to live in. Depends on who you are. That's what I can say. If you're a minority group here, well then here. If you're a minority group here, then here. If you're a native here, then here. There's a lot of places that could be really bad. A lot. And it's usually in underdeveloped locations, but it could also be a overdeveloped location. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that one. It doesn't sound like either have good humor. So no, I would prefer neither of their humors. Where is... There. There it is. Oh, that's a name. That's going to be a fun name to have to copy and paste in. How wonderful. Oh, did I not? Let's just start from the top. There we go. Characters. There we go. All right. Very odd names. Absolute worst country or country path in mind. I would say that entire... Oh, wait, hold on. Chat's not up yet. I need to fix that. Hold on. Hold up. I need to stop coding for a second to fix chat. Alright, there we go. Chat is now visible over here. Oh, why can I not move my... Hello, OBS, can I move this down? I can move it up, but I can't move it down? Oh my god, unbelievable. Oh my. I should not have installed that stupid Stream Elements plugin, because now it's all broken. Oh my. Okay, anyways, I should probably load up the GFX for this as well. Wherever it is, here it is. I need GFX in the first place, though. Boom. Open that. Get rid of that since we don't need it. Copy this, not that. Paste that. Who is this guy again? Alright, this guy. Oh, I should probably add small to all these, shouldn't I? Since they're small portraits. There we go. Pretty sure that should be all of them. There it is. Scroll much further down for this. Oh. Not that. Not that. Or that. This. This right here. I think I'm gonna need like a couple of these. Alright, there we go. Next character. There we go. There's also gonna be the next guy I put over there. Alright. Copy that. Imagine being in Iraq last month. That is wild. Alright, paste that in. I should probably do the portraits first, shouldn't I? There we go. Alright, and then I can do the other guys next. There we go. Alright. Now the other advisors. I can already see one's been added. Oh, oh dear, they've all been added. Oh, great. I just needed to refresh it. Yes, hello, welcome to the stream. PC or mobile wallpapers. Well, most of mine is being covered right now. How are we doing today? I'm supposed to ask that question. I'm the one supposed to ask that. Hold on. Already did at the beginning of the stream. Fall of Babylon is crazy. No wallpaper. Point and laugh. Alright. There we go. Uh, Now, there we go. Alright. Look at me, I'm the captain now. Absolute worst country path. Define worst country path. Like in terms of content or like how it's executed? Because we're not really at there yet to really say what's the worst so far. Well, what's going to be the worst, really? Since there's a lot of plans. I think currently the worst would be somewhere... I'd say the worst would probably be either this one or this one, because this is their focus tree. This side is not complete, by the way. You can't even do it, because it's not done yet. Yeah, currently in development. Not even done yet. Same for this entire side. Not currently in development. And the only thing you can do over here is just reclaim this. The only thing you can do over here is reclaim this. That's literally all you can do right now. Yeah, it's very fleshed out. Very fleshed out. And it's so fleshed out that that's literally where the focus tree ends. That's literally where it ends. You just reunite the country. You literally just unite these two countries. That's all you do. There's nothing else. Then you invade this country. Then you invade this country. That's all they get to do. Nothing else. That's the only two things they get to do. Or really 3 things. These guys, on the other hand, they have to blow themselves up. Best country, I think currently, since they're the only one with an army. Yeah. None of the other... where did that come from? Oh my... I already did the localization. What more do you want from me? Like what, do I need a description now for them or something? Oh my... A country should get a technocracy path. Yeah, I wonder if there's an ideology for that. I wonder. Alright, anyways. Is that the last one? Yeah, that's the last one. I should probably do the GFX for it then, in that case. There we go. Copy this last dude. Yes. Do that. And I'm gonna need a lot more because a big list just got added. Okay, maybe not that many. That should be a sizable amount. Now, if I go away and look back, okay, just a bunch of advisors. Great. There we go. The collectivist one, alright. So now, theorist. Get rid of that. And this character right here, we are going to be replacing that with a very, very creative name. Yeah, I know, insanely creative. Insanely creative name. No one's ever thought of a more creative name. I'm not adding a teapot statue. I think that's done. Oh, I didn't even... Oh my... Okay. Eat a soda. I don't even have soda with me right now. I could grab some, but I don't feel like it. Alright, there we go. Great, now I gotta give them traits. And better yet, I have to even get their leader in the game in the first place. Portrait. There we go. Gives units a 10% movement buff. I don't know about that. But there is an advisor some. Oh my. Okay, well there is an advisor somewhere that does allow for that. I think it's here. Look at that, 25% division speed, but much higher org loss. Yep. There's already someone who gives 25% speed. So that means instead of going 4 miles per hour, you can go 5. Really fast. So fast. You're going supersonic by that point. Not even Sonic the Hedgehog can catch you then. And yes, these advisors are for that country. All right, cool. Oh, great. Now we've got the Epstein files over here. Thanks for redacting that entire message. Oh, and that is another case of technocracy being absent. Wonderful. Uh, that's a great question. Catlandia, new Catlandia, technocracy. Gabe Newell. Okay, so this mod was supposed to be like sort of a mapping mod. If you don't know what mapping is, it's pretty much just throwing things onto a map. Like just take a world map and make like an alternate history, alternate future of it. That's pretty much what mapping is. And so took inspiration from that. That's initially what the mod was going to be about. We added a couple nations here and there, but eventually it evolved from that to more of its own like community, I guess, in a way. And some of the most active members are either nations with a lot of content or major powers. And I need to look at all the major powers because I don't remember. Yeah, these are all major powers except for this one. That's more just a side major power, I guess. Yeah. Don't you like it when YouTube just messes you over? It's so great. So incredible. So anyway, I need to take from another country. 99% of that explanation. Don't worry about it. It's literally just its own community where you can... I mean, you can join if you want, but there's only a few spots open that aren't the best. I'm just gonna open this because it has traits. Never mind, that's too many traits. Where's here. I'm just gonna copy this. Because I don't feel like going into a different file and just grabbing it. Character. Swap that. Boom. This is gonna be small d. Small. Other way around. There we go. Okay. Then I flip it afterwards. They are not going to be a country leader. They are going to be an advisor. There we go. Alright. I don't think they're going to have anything to do with the army. Half-Life 3 should become a reality. That's insane. Actually, yeah, you can reserve a country, but there are a couple of requirements for me to add it first. Top 5 Roblox characters that went to Epstein Island 2-time. Decide David Baszucki. Okay, only the third one makes the most sense. Gabe Newell die. Why would you wish upon such a thing? I mean, you can ask right now. But I do have a lot of things to code, so it's going to be lower priority on the list. At least until I get around to it. Alright, there we go. Now, this character right here, that's a C, D underscore Gabe Newell on the Epstein files. That's insane. Or really just the files. Oh, and if I refresh, yep, there's very creative name. Wow. Anyways, it would be bad if someone just conveniently happened to walk in on the stream and just sees Gabe Newell's in the files. Like, what are you walking in on? Oh boy. I think for most of this, I'm just gonna get rid of it. There we go. 1, 2... Literally 2 characters need it. Literally only 2 characters actually need it. That is the technocratic and anarchist one. Alright, so technocracy. You have a female, and you also get one. No one else does. Cry about it. Cry me a river. Oh no, wait, no. Just this part. There we go. Okay. D underscore. Checked out with Maduro on... I don't even know what that is. I do not know what's being said in my own chat. That's concerning. Oh, wait. There we go. No, do not go to that island. No. No, we are not going to any islands. We will not be going to any islands. Duvonian breakaways into releasables. What, you want me to like make the Civil War factions be able to be released? Like is that what is meant by that? To just make the factions of the Duvonian Civil War releasable? Because we already have the 5 in the east. The east, yeah, the eastern ones are already in. They're already in the game, and I also gave them some claims just so that they fight each other in the event of that they need to. Yeah, they're already in the mod. Everything that was pretty much every major country's already been dealt with except for Rosnisu and Rosyria. Those are the ones where I still need to finish their borders because right now they just have giant provinces. They have their states, they just have giant provinces, so I need to deal with that. But other than that, every other major country is done, including Ontos, who has a lot of provinces now, not just massive big ones. A couple other nations have quite a few provinces, but I'm not going to get into that because I need to add a few characters. PMP files on the Steam Workshop. No, I will not be releasing the files. Not now, anyway. Oh. Too bad, I'm not releasing them. Cry about it. Alright, there we go. I think I'm gonna just change this to S. I don't know why there's an extra line for all of these. That I didn't ask for that, but it did it anyway. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to fix that name. I know if I don't fix it, the game's gonna have a stroke. Alright. This one is gonna be collectivism. Stranger Things finale, I have not done it. No, do not ask Tommy K to review the mod. It is not done. The mod is nowhere near done. Plus, I doubt you could actually get them on it. I highly doubt anyone's gonna find this mod and be like, wow, this is an insane in-dev mod. Yeah, I don't think any... Yeah, it is on the workshop. But it hasn't updated to this version yet. It's still on the old map. So at least wait until then to go out and ask them, hey, review this mod. Because it is not... The current version is not on Steam yet. And I don't know when I plan to release it. Great, Epstein's alive, owner Forsaken, and in Tel Aviv. Great. What wonderful news to be shared. Wonderful and definitely real news. It's not fake. It's not fake news. Obviously not. Oh, alright, there we go. Oh yeah, new characters all the way up. And here. Oh, I should probably copy them, shouldn't I? Alright, copy that. That. And that. And that. And that. And that. And that. And that. Breakaways emerge victorious in the east and later defeats Duvonia. All five to balkanize Duvonia into puppets. I mean, I was planning to sort of have them be more passive, I guess. To have the Duvonian releasables be a bit more passive, kind of just have them fall back under Duvonian control, but I guess I could do that if they decide to not rejoin Duvonia. Because what I'm thinking is that they kind of get like an ultimatum, and if they don't accept the ultimatum, they get invaded. If they do accept, they become a Duvonian subject. That's kind of what I was thinking for it. This one. Wait, did I? Okay, yes. Alright, monarchist one. Top 15 people. I am not on the files. I am not on the files. There are absolutely zero references in this mod. There are way too many references in this mod. Weapons based on Civil War faction tags. I mean, their leaders certainly would be. Here's the anarchist one. Did I do it correctly? Yes, okay. Favorite football team. I don't even watch football. I'm gonna be real, I don't even watch football. And yes, I'm talking about the type where you kick the ball around and shoot it into the goal, not the one where you throw it into an end zone. Yes, I sure do remember when some guy with Michael, no other labels, was in the Epstein files. The B&B files, whatever files there were. Oh, that went to the island. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I definitely remember when some random guy with no other name than just Michael went there. Yeah, definitely. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do at all. Okay. Alright. This. Boom. This. Boom. This. Alright. Boom. 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 And there's your 5 booms. Now I gotta actually add those characters. Copy that, paste that, and hope I still have the paste for it. Yes, I do. Plenty of space. This is the collectivist guy. If it'll paste, then it's the collectivist guy. If it won't paste, then I don't know what you're on about. enter the Asim game, die of death. You must be stretched by arms and legs. Dang. That's unfortunate. I should probably cut these. Oh, I cut a little too much. Okay. Alright, there we go. Ow, my ears! What is missing? Seriously. You're still struggling to initialize the GFX for one character? One, dude. GFX portrait. Oh, did I mess it up? Oh, I definitely messed it up, didn't I? Oh, what? Portrait D. What? Portrait D. What? Am I going blind? These are the same. Portrait. No, they're the same. Why are you failing to initialize it then? They're the exact same. What? Oh my. It's probably gonna be solved when I reload the game, but whatever. Oh wait, did I copy the non-aligned guy? Well, now I did. Alright, where... Not characters... Countries. Yes, that's where I need to be. This guy, this guy... I don't remember who is what. This specimen... No, wait, this guy... This guy... This not guy. Alright, there we go. Save these characters. And then what I need to do is I need to go into these files right here and add a few tags, or really just this one tag a couple of times. Alright, so theorists are off the list, and... Wait, are the theorists? Yes, theorists are off the list. Yes, I caused the Three Kingdoms period. Cry about it. Alright, Navy, boom. Boom. That should be that. No new ones got added right now, I think. Alright, cool. I don't want to add more. Close out of that, reopen the game. Hopefully the GFX actually decides it wants to work. Which it really should, because I don't know why else it wouldn't. Alright, so now if I go into it... Oh yes, of course, we can't forget the Austrian painter who's conveniently still alive. And in the files. Camcorder, I don't think I even have that. Alright, set owner... Arbain Villam, whatever that is. 266. I still need to do that. Okay, where is 266? That's too far. There it is. Okay. There we go. There we go. They finally have it. I gotta tag over to these guys, and they should... Yep, they got those guys. No traits, though. Come on! Way out here. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. It's a way out here. Yep, definitely 100%. I did not do it properly. This guy needs to be in the GFX. New characters, scroll all the way down. Here. Actually, a little above. Alright, well, replace this portrait with this. There we go. Yes, that fixed it. Alright, now let me just do a little space. Get help! What? What? I did not ask. Alright, so there's those guys, and I also need to actually localize it. Alright, where's the guy at? Where's characters? Characters, scroll the way down. That's Air Force right there. Oh, that's why it didn't work. There we go. Now it should. Once I reload the game, this should work. And now I think what I need to do is actually give them traits. Yes, there will be man-made horrors beyond your comprehension. What did I just... Okay. Generic advisors. I guess we can go with or... Oh, no, wait, that's the wrong thing. Planning. Why not? Disability. What else? Organization. Morale. Sure, we'll go with that. So far. Experience, organization, planning. Skipping over the theorists for a minute because they have their own little traits. Air Force seems to just be a theorist. And I don't remember where I put the theories. Add Lit into the most forgettable nation. I'm not doing that. And yes, there will be man-made horrors beyond your comprehension. Actually, there's already quite a few of those. Do I already have anything relating to theorist? Yes. Land, Navy, Air. Alright, cool. So Air's there. Navy, that's a theorist. And Army, that's a theorist. Cool. Alright, so there's those slots. How's the tech? Define tech. Oh yeah, and I could probably do that now. Go over to characters. Where were they from before? Oh, I actually scrolled pretty close. Very close. Where I needed to be. Boom. Portrait. Boom. Boom. I'm not going to save it yet, since I actually need to... I was kind of thinking for them to be a little behind in terms of military technology, but more advanced in medical technology. That's kind of what I was thinking, at least initially, but right now it's kind of just It's kind of just, yeah. I mean, the start year is literally 2020, so that would kind of explain exactly where it is technologically. Also, look at the stats of this gun from the 60s. Look how terrible it is. It's not very good. Now look at almost 100 years later. Way higher. Way higher. Which it's meant to be like that. This is meant to be way weaker than this. If you want to side by of the stats, there you go. One of them is significantly better, and one of them is significantly less expensive and more reliable. I might have put a little too much piercing on it, though. Oh man, good luck. Good luck using 5 steel to make a single gun. And a piece of... I don't remember what it is. Is that chromium? Is that tungsten? I don't remember. It's tungsten, yeah. So even though that this futuristic one is way better in terms of stats, it's way more expensive. There's going to be drawbacks. If you want cheap, reliable equipment, go for this. If you want expensive, really powerful equipment, go with this. And that's pretty much the only thing that I've done so far. I've got a draft of the engineering side. This is mostly just going to be just extra research, probably some smaller buffs, probably extra research, maybe a few smaller buffs. This is meant to be just for power generation, like for example, wind, solar, probably gonna have nuclear down below it. These guys are not supposed to be here, but they are here temporarily anyway. I think radio will just be automatically researched. But other than that, it's supposed to go until 2050, I think, for a lot of these. And you can bet in 2020, probably in between 2020 and 2025, there's going to be a big thing for this one. Really big. No, Skibbity Toilet is not in the mod. Research that is able to give resources. Probably not, but there are decisions to get certain resources in case you don't have them. Because if I look at the trade menu, only a handful of nations actually have resources coded in for them. Calhandy is the only source of aluminum in the entire world so far, and they have a lot. And they also have an enormous amount of steel compared to everyone else. I am planning to change that at some point, though. Because eventually every nation will have certain buffs and certain disadvantages. The question is when, and I don't have an answer to that yet. Now, here's the collectivist person. Alright, there we go. That's going to be you. There we go. Alright, cool. I don't know if it gave me an error or not. Hopefully it didn't. Let's flip them over to collectivism, which I need to actually enable my debug for that. There we go. Oh. There we go. They have metals. I just noticed that. Why is someone... A guy that will listen to your crash outs. Are you listening to my crash outs? What are you on about? What are you doing? What are you doing? Also, there are custom traits that I'll be adding for these characters. Oh. Okay. I think I added a couple of custom ones. Yeah, I did. I added a couple of custom ones. Oh, no, wait, I need to actually release them first. Tinya. So this guy is the default leader, but we want to be monarchist. Foreign Affairs Minister, yeah. So the lore for this guy is that he doesn't actually want to be the leader. So he's more just gonna be like a monarchist advisor, I guess. He's gonna be down here. He's not really gonna be in charge, because this country right here, Yeltinya, they do not actually have a monarch, so this guy is more just a regent in a way, and they're going to elect a monarch from whatever nation is able to send over a monarch, and that's going to be the leader of Yultinia. This guy is not supposed to be in charge, he's more of an interim leader. Yes, that is a city name. Very long name. Very long city name over there. I'll add it right here. Oh yeah, don't ask about this Biden trait. That doesn't really matter. I've checked, yeah. Where's the... There it is. Oh, really? I think I could just copy this over. There we go. Justify war goal time. There we go. Activist acceptance. Thankfully, a lot of these aren't very difficult to just place, I guess. There we go. That's gonna be... There we go. I don't know about a civil war, but there is going to be a major event in 2029 where you see this little buff right here. Yeah, that's not going to be that's not going to have very many positive numbers for very long. It's going to crash. And it's going to crash really hard. Like, everything about this country, this little puppet, everything's going to change about it. It's going to... Okay, so in the lore, this is meant to be the wealthiest country in the entire continent. But once it crashes, it's going to go straight to the poorest. Because it heavily relies on investment. And I mean, like, very heavily on investor speculation. So yeah, that's going to be fun when that crashes. There we go. Stability, 0.1. War support. There we go. Production civilian factor. I don't know why that's there, but alright. Will this affect LeBron? Yes, it will. I can't spell anymore. Will there be global consequences of this crash? Yes. Yes, there will. And most of those consequences will entirely depend on how much they rely on the markets. Like, for example, if they're completely isolated, trading with no one, they're not going to be affected very much by it, especially if their economy is poor. And by poor, I mean, like, doing bad. But if their economy is, like, booming, ultra-capitalist, that sort of thing, yeah, no, that's crashing. That's all coming down. All of that is going to come crashing down. Global consequences from an economic crash? Is this a Kaiserreich reference? I mean, there have been other mods which have done this sort of thing before. And the funny thing is that I proposed this idea, and it got mentioned to me that the oil crisis in TNO happens 9 years after the start date as well. So, and that wasn't even intentional. That wasn't even intentional. I was just like, oh, what if we have a crash that happens about the halfway point? TNO had the same idea. They already had that idea. And I didn't even realize until it was brought up. Oh, that's meant to be 5. No, I don't want a teapot. Do not send me a teapot. Did I fix their position? I don't know what is meant by position. Is their capital supposed to be over here? Because I don't know where the capital is supposed to be. It's supposed to be whichever is the highest victory point. Yes, modders like economic crashes because they want mid-game content, alright? Hoi 4, base vanilla, you fix your issues and you don't get anything else. You just endlessly go straight up from there. And that's what a lot of people who work on Hoi 4 and even mod Hoi 4 want to solve, is that they don't want you to have continuous, endless growth. They want there to be some sort of issue that draws you back. And we're going to do the exact same thing here. Oh, it's actually not very much, but alright. What is this trait? Ruler of the skies. Okay. They don't start in... They start in a different state? Wait, they don't start here? Wait, where do they start in? Wait, where... Oh, they start in Granite Hall. Okay, so they start right here. Okay. I have to change it to 267. 267. Oop, that's a little far. 267. Oh. Oops. Well, there we go. That should be fixed. And now I just need to... Wait, why was it... Why was it like that? I don't... Whatever. Yeah, I know. 267. Country needs a random event where their leader bet all the countries. Alright, I am going over to here to gamble. Alright, I'm gonna go gambling, alright? We're gonna go anarchist and we're gonna start gambling, alright? Look at this idea right here. Yep. Yep, you can do gambling. You can do gambling. And hold on, let me scroll up. You don't think there's anything here, right? See, there's... Ignore that. There's nothing here of any significant importance, right? Well, that can change in 125 political power. You can get fortunism economics. And yes, that is gambling. That is a gambling symbol. And look at that! Wow, you can now gamble. You can now gamble. You can reshuffle the cards from the deck, or you can draw a card. If you draw a card, you need a card in order to do this. And this, by accepting the following terms and conditions, you are unable to sue us for not getting the cards you wanted, and we are not liable for any damages you cause, self-inflicted or not. Yep, so if you crash out because you didn't get the card you want, that's your fault. That's your fault the moment you click this button. And it's active for 10 days, and it'll give you a completely random card. If I give myself all the cards, yeah, you can get an ace of anything, you can get a 10 of anything, a king, queen, joker. You can get 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And of course, you can reshuffle all those back into the deck. And each of these give their own buff. Diamonds, they give economic things. Consumer goods, construction speed, production efficiency growth. Clovers, resistance, compliance, and garrison. Hearts, that's political power, weekly stability, and weekly war support. That's really good. And spades is HP, division, attack, and breakthrough. Spades are basically for offense. Diamonds are for the economy. Clovers are for resistance and that sort of thing. Occupation. And hearts are for, well, these three things up here. More of the political side. And of course, some give more than others. 10 of clovers gives 10. King, queen, joker, they each give 15. Ace, that gives 25. And it may be a little bit broken. Just a little bit. Only a little bit broken. I realize the colors are different. Oh, and if you get an ace along with a 10 of any variation, you can declare blackjack. And that'll give you 10% on everything. But if you get two of the same type, look at those buffs. You get a bonus 20% resource gain efficiency along with 35%. And by the way, you can only choose one of these at one at a time. You can only do one of these at a time, including these. So yeah, let me reset it. Yeah, so now you can just gamble. But you have to go anarchist. Otherwise, well, you have to go anarchist and get fortunism economics. Otherwise, you're not getting that. Also, it's not as good as, say, something like this over here, but it does give some good buffs, at least initially, including political power gain. Religiously gonna play it. By the way, this is like, I think this was one of the features that dropped like in the initial game, I think. I don't remember. It was a while ago that I dropped that. I think, yeah, no, definitely over a year ago. This is definitely over a year old. I definitely added that in 2024, I think. So yeah, have fun with that. Alright. Hardline collectivist. Oh boy, that's a lot. Oh, not that. Consumer goods factor. There we go. Resistance, higher resistance. War support, there we go. Stability, minus 0.05. Democratic acceptance, technocratic acceptance, yeah. Alright. Get rid of that. Boom. I think that's all, right? That should be all. Oh my. What did I do? No, go a page down. And this, that's not the right symbol. That would definitely not work. It would break a lot of things. Right, just making sure that I got them all. Yep. Alright, cool. Maduro looking like Dr. Disrespect. That's insane. Now I can add traits to these guys. And yes, you are allowed to suggest custom traits. You just have to let me know of them. Nope, not that. I just... Can I, like... There we go. Liberal first, then rulers, guys. Alright, cool. There's that. Alright. I mean, you can DM me if you want. Now that I've got all these other ones done, I actually do need to localize them, though. Wait, why am I copying them again? I've already copied them. I need to copy them a second time. Traits. Traits. Oh dear, that's a lot of traits. I'm not going to deal with that. These traits. These are the traits I need. And here's where I'm actually going to put them in order. There we go. Might as well give them a couple colors as well. Alright, progressive socialist, we can start on that. I might as well give it color, why not? Pink, progressive, socialist. That's not how you spell socialist. Flamboyant speaker. Yeah, no, ignore that. Don't ask about this. Do not ask about that one. You don't need to. Or that one. Or a couple of these. Oh, I don't even remember half of these. Oh dear. Joe Biden. Oh no. Yeah, just don't ask about a couple of these. Do not ask. Do not ask. And don't ask why Swakia has 8 different traits, all just named Web. Yes, there was a April Fool's thing, and that's where the Joe Biden trait comes from. Liberal populist. That sounds like the sort of thing that would be lime blue. Ruler of skies. Yeah, right. Hardline collectivist. C. No, wait, S, right? Yes, I think it's S. If I check. And yes, I do have an entire decision just to show all the colors. Hardline collectivist. There we go. That should be that. And if I reload the game, each of these should load. Oh, wait, hold on. Where's the... There we go. Alright, anyways. So, now... Yeah, so there was a update in April of last year, which... Guess what that added? Guess what happened on April 1st of last year? Yeah, that's right. No, I'm not going to veteran difficulty. Yeah, there's an April Fool's drop. And I don't think you want to know what it did, so I'm gonna... I'll just go to Nemolf, because I don't know who else to go to. May or may not have added a handful of changes. Including that. He may be tweaking a little bit. Potentially tweaking a small amount. Not very much. And I believe there was... No, the trait doesn't change, but the leader name, that does change. Time for a little bit of behind the scenes, but there is an entire thing down here just for Joe Biden. Yes, it goes through every single color I could throw in there, besides the ideology ones. The only ones not in there are the ideology ones and the secret other one that I will not be naming. But other than that, all the other ones are in there, and every single day that passes, it's gonna just sift through each and every one of these. It's randomly gonna change color. Sometimes it's white. Sometimes it's sand. Other literally any color here besides the ideology ones. Any of those colors, any of them. And that's what it switches from on a day-to-day basis with that tag flag. With Biden, okay? And if I tag over to Biden, he can go absolutely haywire. um yeah, he has a few war goals. Um but the AI is set to only declare war on neighbors. And as long as it controls the state, it cores the state. Yes, Wrath of Biden. Reclaim rightful territory. Controlled by Wrath of Biden. Yes, that's what it's called. Officially Wrath of Biden, not just Bidonia. Yeah, so have fun with that. That was April Fools for 2025. But now, what I should probably do is go into the Nudger and just relaunch the game. Right, there we go. Oh, no. There is an issue. Alright, and of course it's with the... I did not double check them. I just copied and pasted lazily. That's just wonderful. So now I've got to change them to the correct things. Correct. Technocracy is the only one that worked, I think. Oh boy. Alright, that's a game reload. Oh, production civilian. Civilian. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. In industrial complex, because in the game's code, it's industrial complex factor. I don't know why, but that's just what it is. I don't make the rules. It's just called that in the game files. Industrial complex factor. Or really just industrial complex. I don't know why. It just is. Anyway, so that should fix it. Throw this over here. Should be fixed now. Hold on, I gotta get someone into the mod first. Hold on. And yes, in case you're wondering, it is not on my Discord server. Alright, anyways. So, I closed the error log. I closed the error log. What do you... Do what, exactly? Okay, I'm gonna check over here. Oh, yep, it definitely has those traits. Nice. Alright, so those work. That's great. Um... Alright, so those traits do work. Market socialism. Alright, there we go. Now I will say there are 6 spots left. 5 seconds ago. When? 267. I don't see. Okay, so stupid. Hold on, there's a stupid bot. There we go. Anyways, it sent a stupid message. Yeah, we did not see. Hold on, let me check. Surge of motivation to make a mod that will die the next day. Okay, that explains it. Make a mod that will die the next day. I'm not doing that. Okay, so I think the traits for that leader work. Anyways, so there are a handful of spots open for new countries. So we have this spot right here. This is open. This entire thing right here is open. Should probably do it like this. This slot right here is open. There's actually 5 in this continent. One of them's right here. You have Southfield as your neighbor. New Lagshania, which, by the way, is a colony of these guys. Don't think anyone could have ever predicted that they would get a colony. But you're pretty much next to 2 colonies. You're next to Greenia, and you're next to another empty space, who is next to Lagshania, Greenia, and Oswegia. Basically, either of these 2, you're going to be a minor power. Or really, any of the spaces left, you're going to be a minor power. Then you have this space right here. You're next to a major power, Rosyria over here, for these last 3. And you're next to Mongolia and Sandwich Military District, which is also going to be Nysteria. You could also be right here. Then you will be next to Tottenham. Yes, someone actually made that a country. Or you could be right here. And then you'll be next to Tottenham and 3 nations who, in terms of their lore, they are all related. These 3 countries, and actually this one too, and this one, they're all related. They're all Arab. So anyways, yeah, those are the spots in Lysatario. Moving over to the last and only spot not there is this spot right here. This you're landlocked. So yeah, enjoy your 6 spaces to choose from. They're not very good. They're not the best, certainly, but could be worse. It could be worse. Oh, by the way, if you do plan on adding a country to the mod, probably refrain from using actual IRL names. There are a handful of exceptions. I don't think there's any over here, but there are some over here. Okay, well this is one of them. This is named after a this is named after someone, so that can't really do much about. Uh, Same for this and this. Those are also named after people. If you couldn't tell, this one was inspired by the United States. You couldn't tell. You couldn't tell somehow. This one is a mapper who is inspired based off Sealand, and that's literally everything about their country. This one was inspired by Austria, and that's their inspiration. But other than those two, every other country is either influenced or indirectly references. Like for example, Turboxmany. You can tell it's three word. I can remove three letters, and that's an IRL country right there. So that's this one is kind of pushing it, but it works. Yeah. So when naming a country, there is some requirements. Just nothing from IRL, okay? Nothing from IRL. Yeah, that's sort of the name requirements in case you do want to have a nation added. I mean, yeah, I could have a lot of these nations replaced, but currently there are open slots, and I feel like I need to have those filled first. Yeah, so these five spots are gonna have to be filled first before any other new ones open up. And there is a removal list. I don't remember the exact order, but I do believe yes, there are I think three nations. One, two, three, four actually. Yeah, four nations which are next in line after these six are done. That is the nation of Burgess right over here. They are on the list. Colombia, a nation which has already had a solid amount of content, they are also on the list. And then Kimria over here, they are also on the list. They don't have much content. And lastly, these two over here. This one was very much a placeholder nation. This one was an actual nation. It had some plans in mind, but currently it's been dropped. So these two are planned to be removed. This one is planned to be removed. This one's planned to be removed. And this one's planned to be removed. But only after these other six slots are filled. So yeah, there's a bit of ways away. And then after that, we get to the nations who are unwillingly being changed, which is every single nation who has made pretty much no progress. And if I look at the list, that is almost every nation. Yeah, almost every nation is on that list. almost every nation. I don't know how I'm stuck at it. I thought it would go up or down eventually, but no, it's just stuck at 1.89. Oh wait, hold on. The Patriot Front video finally hit 50K. Yes. And how's the short doing? How's the stupid 54? Oh, almost 56. Okay, so the stupid silverfish video is catching up. Oh dear. Haven't streamed anything community led. That's when it started to stagnate, actually, I think. If I look at the subscriber count, it started to stagnate at around the 13th. Okay. And went down, went up again for a few days. Down, up, and now it's on a downward trend. Oh, great. Yeah, so it's very stagnant right now. It's not that hard if you have a lot of time, and I don't have a lot of time and a lot of ideas. I should really make more time and ideas. Anyhow, I don't know where to go from here. Where do I go from here? I'm not making an AI channel. I'm not making an AI channel. I'm not resorting to that. No, ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'll make a question and answers section. Where will country be used? Answer, no, but can be taken from parallel countries. Alright, there we go. So yeah, names of IRL countries cannot be used. Alright, I need to increase my microphone volume. There we go. Alright, microphone volume increased. I have sat up. That's all I needed to change it. Is that better? Hold on, no, hold on, let me fix my microphone real quick. Let me just, yeah, let me keep clicking the wrong thing. I keep clicking the wrong thing. Hold on, let me fix that real quick. Alright.
There you go. I think the issue of sound should be fixed by now. If it isn't fixed, then I don't know what to tell you. Alright. So I think this is better. I think this is much better. Alright. I think the sound has been finally fixed.
Anyway. Yeah, it does sound like my mouth is tied up. They have made it to the chat. To that, I respond with,
no, I will not shut up.
Yes, welcome back. Welcome back. You have just heard ear rape. Welcome to the stream. Here's a bunch of ear rape. Now it's too quiet. All right, hold on. Let me. I think there's a way I can increase my microphone volume to levels I shouldn't be able to. Yep, there we go. It should be. Oh dear, that's too high. That's way too high. Nope, that was way too high. I increased it by 20 decibels. Nope. Nope. Yeah, it was that loud. It was that loud that now everyone knows where I am. Anyways, 150 centimeters. Oh, you. Hold on, let me just sit down. There we go. I literally just lowered my seat. I didn't even sit down. I was already sitting down. I mean, this is what I sound like when I'm standing. Did it just cut out? Oh no. Okay, well I haven't dropped any frames. That's good. And no, I am not 150 centimeters. I am a little higher than that. .175 range for centimeters. Actually, I don't even know. I need to check. Uh, hmm. All right. All right, so I just checked and I will not be revealing what it is. But it's definitely not 150. What I can say. And that's the only information I'm providing. Actually, how much would 150 be? Oh, that's like 411. What about 175? What's 175? I can't calculate. How much is what's 0.74 time? Okay, that's like 5859. Okay. That's like average. All right, anyways. Check general. Oh, great. Now I need to check the general of my Discord server. Okay. Okay. Great. Just what a wonderful image. Wow. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. Please use a keyframe of 4 seconds or... What are you on about? Keyframe frequency is... What? Huh? Keyframing is usually not an issue. So I don't know what it's on about. I don't even know where keyframing is. That's how little of an issue it usually is. Huh. Maybe it's because I used OBS settings. I don't know. And no, I'm not turning automated ads on. In fact, I'm gonna throw one in now. There we go. Alright, anyways. Now I don't know what to do. Also, yes, this is now fixed. These two are now fixed. This one looks like an Islamic State. Like just look at the flag. If you looked at this from, like, just looking at... You'd probably think it's like some sort of Islamic State. Probably. They both have leaders. Yep, there we go. Also, there was a funny little thing that happened last stream that I'm going to mention. So, before I added in this leader right here, the game, for whatever reason, decided, let's give the leader social monarchy and anti-socialist. And so now I'm just throwing that as the trait for the releasable. Just because the default leader had anti-socialist while being a socialist monarchy. Or, no, social monarchy. I'm not playing slop games. Although I do have plans to play something relating to Vanilla Hoi 4. I just don't know what exactly. No, I'm not using a teapot. Actually, there are some interesting ideas I could try. Also, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but it's not possible to get democratic Russia unless you capitulate and become democratic. Which doesn't make any sense to me at all. Yeah, so I think there's a couple of ideas I have in mind, and that's one of them. Another one, which is very RNG related, I will not be revealing, but I do have plans to do it. And it's the sort of thing where Paradox had a big oversight when adding it in. A very big oversight that they did not verify. And it's for a minor nation. I won't say which one, but it was a very long time ago. And they just had a big oversight for it. I will not be explaining it further, but I have done the path many times before, and it's just so ridiculous that I have to replay it again. And of course, it is RNG based, so yeah, that's fun. I think some... No, I lost 20 frames! That's only like 2/3 of a second. Alright, what else am I going to be adding today? I need to scroll up and look. I am now just scrolling through, all the rest of these messages which didn't get sent. I'm just gonna hide all of them. Because a couple of them didn't make it through the filter. So where... Secret path in the weakest starting nation, that if you turn to technocracy, build enough civs, you gain Gabe Newell path. I'm not doing that. I ain't doing that. But I did have plans for this guy right here to add a handful of things. I think yeah, these are public. They are public plans. It's just on the server itself. So there's two paths that you will go down for this. The first one is to side with the initial rebels, which is Sokanen, Yultinia, Marvitinia, Yulrevia, and Naktakia. Those are the initial ones which will rise up. And you can choose to side with New Catlandia or any of those 5. If you side with New Catlandia, you will also be able to play as these other ones a little later on. These 5. Latskipok, Swakia, Koirinva, Kirwa, and Munrefni. You'll be playing as those if you choose New Catlandia instead of the other 5. And then it splits from there. Then New Catlandia will go down one singular path, and eventually the 5 undecided nations, which are these 5 that I just mentioned, they will be able to either side with New Catlandia or secede, depending on who has more influence or whether New Catlandia even wants to keep them or not. And that'll determine a lot in the war. Oh, by the way, if any of the ones who rise up initially, if they manage to take the capital of the 5 undecided ones, they will end up revolting. And they'll either be independent but have their ideology changed based on who liberates them, or they will be a puppet of their liberator. Which would probably be a lot easier to explain if I just did this and this. Yes, that's the plan with it. So if Sokanen, Yultinia, Marvitinia, Yulrevia, or Naktakia manages to control any of these capitals, the capitals of any of those nations, they will revolt and switch sides, essentially. But other than that, that will pretty much determine the fate of the war. And there will be a total of 3 outcomes. The first instance is that New Catlandia recovers and manages to wipe out all of the rebel factions. The second one is that a ceasefire is reached, New Catlandia gives up, and any of the nations who are revolted that manage to survive, they will gain independence. Like, just full-on, straight-up independence. Any of them will be able to gain independence. And the third instance is if Vivalet over here falls, the capital of New Catlandia, then this will essentially just become a failed colony. They will capitulate, and all of these lands will essentially be given away. Essentially, they lose. And they lose big time. And I have made very, very specific requirements for a secret path, but that's very much still in the works. Like, for example, okay, I can't reveal that yet, actually. So, let's say New Catlandia ends up winning the Civil War. Let's say that happens. From there, they will have 3 paths. They will either continue on with their current leader. They will either... So they'll keep their current leader. They'll switch over to their other... Oh, wait, no, it's supposed to be socialist. They'll switch over to their other leader. Or the alternative will happen, and that the minorities will once again revolt and overthrow the government. But instead of having a bunch of states declare independence, they will just take control of the state. In other words, the natives to the continent will literally just coup the government. And then from there is 3 paths. I need to see which those are. Okay, so they're either going to be monarchist, collectivist, or nationalist. Okay. So let's say they decide to overthrow the government and go monarchist. So pretend like this is a different portrait. They will they will have a couple of options. One of them is that they could go with a monarch from Marvitinia, another from Eulrevia. They could choose a monarch from Suecia, who, by the way, has 8 monarchs. Just a few. They can also choose the Sokanine monarch, which would be an odd path. Or they can choose a 5th path. And can you guess which minority of these that would be? Because I don't think you'll be able to guess. That's right, it's Sarvadonia. They will literally overthrow their colonial overlords just to get a monarch from their previous colonial overlord in power. Okay, so just imagine this. You are a colonial state, right? You have a whole civil war against minorities. You win against those minorities. Those same minorities you just fought and defeated overthrow your government. And then the ruling party, who just got ousted, brings in a monarch from the country they were oppressed under. The flip-flop is insane. You can probably imagine that's not going to be a very decisive path. The stability is going to go crazy on that one. And of course, that monarch will only be available if they aren't already the monarch of Catlandia, or Sarvadonia isn't independent. So, and Sarvadonia has a monarch. But other than that, they will be available. The other choice is that they could go collectivist. So pretend like the collectivist leaders hear something. They'll be able to have a workers' council. They will replace the current parliament, and yes, it's a colonial parliamentary system. And they will seek to literally spread the revolution across the across the globe. Yes. A colony going and spreading the revolution. Does that make any sense? And then the nationalist path. This one... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I think what I need to do is... Okay, well, I can't really get rid of it, but... I don't think I can retire the current leader either. So I'll just, do that. Yeah. So the nationalists will take over. They will quickly say, we're going to take over the entire continent. And go on mass genocide. Yeah, fun path. Definitely inspired by Germany a lot. Except a lot more extreme. More like TNO Himmler sort of thing. Without the nuclear part. Yeah. Very, very fun paths there. There is also the choice that there's a ceasefire. Which means they pretty much lose, but not a full loss. It's only a partial loss. They will have 4 paths. Okay, I need to... Where's the decisions? I need decisions. Formables, I'll just do that, I think. There we go. Now I can scroll all the way down and... Alright, so the first option is that the exact person who led them to failure, they will remain in power, essentially. Yep, they will choose to remain in power. They'll maintain the status quo, but they will instead just grip power over the state, and they will attempt to reindustrialize. Or they can be ousted from power once it ends by this guy. And that is... Yeah, that is where it's essentially the same thing. It's essentially the same path, except there is a few notable differences. Instead of being just a colony like this, it will become a confederation, which means all of the minorities they just fought will gain autonomy to some degree if they get a partial loss. They will get some sort of autonomous status. And of course, they will try and reindustrialize. And then there's the chance that things go really wrong and the military has to take power. Yeah, that's a lot of clocks. I am literally just explaining the path guide for this that is going to happen. Lag. Oh no. More frames dropped. No! No, stop dropping my frames. Stop dropping my frames. Do not drop my frames. I've lost 209 frames now. Wonderful. Just wonderful. Alright, anyway, so... Third option, if they have a minor loss, military will coup the government. Martial law. I think... No martial law. No martial law. They will dissolve parliament, seek to stabilize and fix the current affairs questionably. And then there's the fun part. The part where... Dante, what are you saving? You are not saving this government for this last path. So the last path, the colony will just straight up collapse. The military-backed coup will happen, but it'll fail. So this military coup right here, it's going to happen, but it's going to fail instead of succeed. And the military officials will be tried, arrested for treason, probably executed. An assassin will take out the 2 other leaders, this guy here and this guy here. They will be assassinated. Parliament will take control of the government, try and fix everything essentially. Maybe even just straight up decide to integrate into Catlandia proper, just to survive. That's how bad the situation gets. And if they don't integrate into Catlandia, they will straight up fall into anarchy. Yes, there is a path where you can just destroy an entire nation, an entire colony, and that's the entire path. Literally just dooming it to its end. And that also means all the colonies are gonna break free. All the tribal non-core areas, they're gonna break free as well. Yeah, it's gonna be a mess if you go down the anarchist path. So that's that plan. And then there is... So, I just went over the path where there's minor failure. There's a minor failure. Some of the minorities managed to break away. They managed to form their own state. So it's a loss, a minor loss. But let's say it's a total loss. Let's say these guys break away, these guys break away, and the Civil War is lost. Let's say that happens. This is the outcome. This is the outcome of it. It's really bad. This is the outcome you will get. Yeah, so you'll lose this peninsula, and you'll lose all of this. All of Sartsedum, all of Phaetion. And this is all you'll be left with. It's not much. And here's the worst part. You still have Kliskid to worry about, and you'll still have Mainet Tinyon to worry about. Yeah, so there's... That's the worst outcome by far. A very humiliating defeat. And the current leader, this guy, will be ousted out of power. You don't get to decide. They will just be ousted out of power. These guys will refuse to even govern because they don't want to fix this state. It's not up to them. So you want to know what happens? There becomes an election between the militarist faction and the technocrat faction. Those are the only two running for an election. And there's two paths that can go here. First of all is that the militarists win. Parliament will remain, though it'll be a lot more powerful. Stabilization will take quite a while. The efforts to reform will not be popular but necessary. Yeah, you're going to focus the rest of the game on just stabilizing the state after such a humiliating defeat. And then the other path... No, there is no communism. Unless you include this, that's socialism. And I've already listed all of the democratic, the monarchist, socialist, collectivist, nationalist, and the anarchist paths. I've already listed all of those. I'm now just listing the final non-aligned path, which is entirely going to be whatever it is. Non-aligned militarist, I guess. So there's only two militarist paths. One is a minor loss, one is a major loss. I'm currently doing the last one, which is the major loss. And of course... yes, the technocratic path. This is the only one I haven't mentioned, by the way. So, if you can see by the name there, that's not a very insignificant name, given that there's a title and whatnot. You can probably imagine how that sort of state will go. Essentially, that guy will take power. some guy named Taycross. He will take power, and he will transform it into a technocratic society. But there's a couple ways that he can go about it, actually. This is going to be a lot... This is going to be a very developed path. Definitely more than this one. And there's a couple paths that it can go down. So there will be two paths, initially at least. One of them is that you can rebrand. Oh no, sorry. There's actually four paths you can go down. One of them is the secret path. So the first two, I don't know if I have the cosmetic tags in the files. I think I might. I gotta scroll down to them to explain it. NY. Okay, no, so I don't have it in the files. Only these in the files. Wait. Oh, do I? Let me just do a quick search. No, it's not in the files. Okay. So it's not in the files, but there are two paths that it can go down, and it's essentially going to be sort of like a terrorist. Oh no, wait, hold on. The description for this literally says techno-terrorist. Never mind. So the first one is that they will go techno-terrorist. I can't believe I'm saying this. They will go techno-terrorist and attempt to subjugate the entire continent under their reign. The other one is that they will again go techno-terrorist, but instead of trying to take over the entire continent, they'll try and take over Catlandia. Yes. The nation that colonized that very land, they will attempt to unite. And yes, in case you're wondering, they will get cores on all of Catlandia. They will get cores on all Catlandian cores. Rump to riches. Okay, so any nation you end up at war with will be sabotaged with terrorist cells, amplified if it's a major. That happens for both of them. Insurgencies can also be enacted against enemies. That one song, oh, they did. They did reference it. And enemy nations with low enough stability and high enough technocratic support, except for Catlandia and Majors and Elisatario, they can be subjugated. So that's the first two. The next path is that they decide not to be a terrorist, and they just go technocratic with the primary aim of reuniting Catlandia. So yes, there's two paths to reunite Catlandia under the technocrats as new Catlandia. One of the options is to do it peacefully. The other is to straight up go to war over it. Peaceful integration needs to have a technocratic government come to power, which in this case would be the party of Catrania, or, well, that's exactly what this technocratic one is. Or just any technocratic Catlandia needs to come to power. And they also have to agree to the integration. And I believe there should also be a path for Catlandia to get Taycross into power. The exact guy who leads this technocratic faction can also come to power in Catlandia, and there is 100% chance of them uniting if that is the case. Guaranteed chance. But if they decide to invade Catlandia, that's going to be pretty difficult. But the higher support for technocracy will make it easier. Oh, and then there's the final path. This is the secret path. All right, this is the secret path. I think I need to tag over technocratic. There we go. Now it's now it's a lot more clear. Colonial Administrator and Scientific Mastermind. Look at those insane buffs. 10 research speed, 25 special project speed, and facility conscription. Very scrumptious. Very scrumptious facility supply. Minus 25% for those. 25% bonus for those. But of course, there's the cost of 10 consumer goods. Oh yeah, also they had some debuffs here before, but they're gone now, other than this right here. But there is the secret path. And pretty much it's gonna take a lot of effort. Also, by the way, if they do end up going technocratic and try and retake Catlandia, I'm pretty much gonna have it that if Catlandia isn't already on their knees, these guys are not gonna last very long. Attempt to hyper expand. I mean, you can make that the case if you want to. Oh. I'm just looking at the newest proposed nation. That's certainly something. Anyways, so the last new Catlandian path is the secret path. I have not explained that yet, but essentially, new Catlandia's in the dumps. They're not having very much fun. So they decide, let's turn to AI. Yes, they take the lazy solution out. But here's the thing, they're not led by an idiot, okay? This guy's a mechanical maniac. And if you look closely, that's not a... This is not a normal eye, alright? And this tail's not normal either, alright? This guy's a mechanical maniac. He is quite literally half cyborg. So he knows what he's doing. And so what New Catlandia is going to do is that they're going to utilize AI to fix everything. And I'm not joking, they are going to use AI to fix everything. If they go down this secret path. And they're going to make an AI so powerful it far surpasses any sort of boundary. And pretty much... Alright, so 2029 rolls around, this happens. 2 years after that, that's when they put their plans into motion. Alright, that's when they put their big plans into motion. They will only have one singular path to go down, and that is to reclaim all of these guys. Every single one of them will be reclaimed at the same time. So in other words, that humiliation you just suffered from... So that humiliating Civil War suffer. You remember that? Remember that humiliating Civil War suffer? Yeah. You're going to reverse that with this path, and you're going to use AI to turn New Catlandia into an actually formidable opponent. And yes, you are quite literally going to use an AI and just great trial all of these guys. And that is the entire secret path. Literally just reclaiming land you already lost. That's the secret path. Literally just reclaiming land you already lost. It sounds boring on paper, but I'm planning to make it way less boring. I'm planning it to have it be one of the most interesting paths possible. Because you're going to struggle. You're going to have a lot of ups and downs. And then you're going to go from in the dumps to never better. You're going to reverse this like it never even happened in the first place. This is the ultimate end goal of the secret path. All of this will be reunited. All of this will be fixed. All of these minorities who revolted, they will no longer be laughing. They will no longer be the ones laughing. It will be Cross and Cross alone who's laughing. So yeah, that's the secret path. Yeah, so those are all the paths. I don't know how well I explained them, and you can probably tell which one has the most amount of lore currently. It's the secret path. It's the secret path. Anyways, I should probably add this new country. Alright, so that's like 8 of the requirements. I need to add it to the list. Oh, there we go. New nation added. I am going to make it purple for the time... Oh, well, really magenta for the time being. Since it is not fully added yet. Yes, that is your new nation. But of course, there is a bit more that needs to be done. It's mostly GFX. So there's actually like a few requirements to even get into Crescendo of the Millennium in the first place. Pretty much you need to have one country name, one country flag, one country leader, one political party, and one ideological advisor for each ideology. And if you don't know, there's 8 of those. There's democratic, technocratic, non-aligned, monarchist, socialist, collectivist, nationalist, and anarchist. So you need 8 of each, so that's like 40 things total. 8 non-ideological advisors, that's 48 now. 3 military chiefs for each branch, that's another 9, which is 57. 6 military advisors. So now we're at 63. It can be any combination. And 1 theorist for each military branch, which is just another 3. And of course, these don't have to be done in one day, let me be clear. They don't have to be done in a single day. But they do have to be done for the nation to be added. They do need to be done for the nation itself to be added. All of those. And yeah, it's a lot of requirements. It is a lot of requirements. And there's also 6 open slots. At least currently. There's a slot right here. All right, I'm gonna have to explain it on stream. So there's an open space right here. All right, if you want to add your country, there's open spaces. 1 open space over here. You're landlocked. You're surrounded by a bunch of other nations, but which spot is best? I'd say that entirely depends on what you're going for. If you're looking for size alone, this is the best nation. And plus, you're already next to a Kaiserreich. So it would be kind of fitting. But there are also a couple other slots here. This is the only one with a coastline. It's not a very big coastline, but it's enough of a coastline. And you'll also be near another German-inspired nation. So that'll be kind of fitting to put it over here. Okay, which am I? Okay, there we go. So you can go right here. You can also go right here if you so choose to. You'll be landlocked like all the other options that are available. But you'll be next to another nation inspired by Germany. Which spot? This one here or this one? Which spot? This one? I don't know which spot is being specified. There's like a few slots near Gearbox Mini. Okay, so is it the coastal one? Is it the coastal one near Gearbox Mini, or is it the landlocked one? Okay, the one with the coast. I got a message from the server. It's the coastal one. All right, good to know. 332. That's exactly where it'll be. And I have a separate set of files for it. I have an entirely separate folder just to track nations which are incomplete. That nation which was in there is already complete. Gonna duplicate that. What's the tag for it again? YER. Do we already have anything? Oh, well, I guess it's getting YER. Magnia. That's what it is. I don't know what the color of it's gonna be, but by the looks of things, just looking at the most consistent color, it's probably gonna be green. It looks like these flags are out of order. That's wonderful. Oh, no, wait, there's another section where they're in order. Also, in case you're wondering, there's like only 3 continents which are ever mentioned. Euphoria, this continent over here. Elisatario, probably the most mentioned continent out of all of them. And then Kivania. Those are the continents that are mentioned the most, at least in the Discord. The rest of the continents, even I don't remember. And I'm the one supposed to be coding it. Hold on, let me look at the flags. There's... I don't even know how to pronounce it. Mysore? That's this continent over here. I don't know if it includes this or not. It probably does include this. Luminaria, that is this continent over here. Yes, there's a bunch of islands. That's an entire continent right there. And then there's Mike's Trinus, which is this over here. Not this, but all of this over here. And so those are the continents. And then, of course, there's the Arctic, which we still haven't really named yet. And no one goes there. No one goes there. Can't yap in YouTube stream chat. That... I think I changed it... Okay, 5 seconds slow mode and 5 seconds to send a message. I don't think I have anyone blacklisted. Let's go, I got the continent names correct. Sud Palaria. Alright, yeah, I guess I could call the state that. It's gonna be, 332. I will have that as a placeholder name, since I won't actually be adding it until it's completely done. Where's 332? Right there. Oh, by the way, you are able to make a state map if you want to, but that probably should come after. So I'm gonna have this here for now, just for now. It's gonna stay there for the time being. Oh, and also there was someone who was working on a nation who would have been put here, but they haven't touched it in months, so I don't know whether they're gonna come back to it or not. I'm kind of planning for it to be first come, first serve, so if two people request the same location, I'm just gonna give it to whoever finishes first. And if they finish at around the same time, Sud Polaria. Well, I kind of already, I already kind of had a name in concept for it. Yeah, we're still deciding this down here. I wanted to call it something, but I don't remember. Oh, right. I think I need to look in the files for what I called it. Yes. This is what I called it. Land Down Under. And if you couldn't already tell, it literally is just Land Down Under. Because I don't know what to call it. If you read it, it literally sounds like land down under. Because that's literally what it is. That's literally what this territory down here is. It's down under everything. We're probably gonna have a poll for this sort of thing. We're probably gonna have a there is a voice crack. Okay, I just listened to replay. That was a terrible voice crack. Jeez. Yeah, so we haven't really came up with a name for it yet. Also, I realize it's not supposed to be this. Oh, by the way, don't ask why there's a nation called Arctica, despite the fact that it would probably be somewhere on the latitude of the Sahara Desert. Don't question, that's just the name of it. There's probably never even going to be snow in a place that's literally called Arctic anyway. Just purely based on geography and terrain, that sort of thing, unless they have like a bunch of mountains and just have their capital in the mountains, then they probably will have quite a bit of snow. Because, fun fact, I took a geography course, and snow can't be in the equator unless it's on a really high mountain. Because apparently elevation is the only thing that breaks the rules. Elevation's the only thing that allows things to be colder than they should be. Big surprise, I know. Anyways, I think I'm probably gonna make the nation green. Purely based on guess. Where's the flags? What's the starting ideology? The United Soviet Commonwealth? I can't tell which that is, because there's two of them. That's not the right. Does it start socialist or collectivist? Because they have the same name. Oh, no, what? Why would you use the same flag? No. Why would you use the same flag for the same idea? Okay, so it's collectivist. Good to know. A collectivist nation that looks green. Oh wait, their collectivist flag has no green on it. I mean, I could use green, since literally all the other ones have green. Should I make it green or red? I am debating whether to make it primarily to make the color green or red. because it could be either, really. I mean, I could do an overlay and sort of like choose a color from there. Could go with this green color. Or could be a red color. Communist Vanilla Germany red. Okay, well, that makes it simple. That makes it really simple. Where is Hoi 4? Countries. I am literally just going to go into the base game files and find Germany Civil War. Not there. That's a puppet. Fascism, great. That's not what I asked for. Reunify Germany. Strasserite. Oh no, there's a few of them. Which one is it? Communist Vanilla Germany red. There's 4 of them. I'm gonna assume it's probably gonna be this one though. It's probably gonna be the most red one, which tag. I'm gonna need to test that. Let's do this nation. Jeez, what's the error for this? Getting continent for 1. Great. So there's that option. This is a bit oversaturated compared to what it actually is, so keep that in mind. Okay, that's a darker one. And then there's an even darker one. I think I'll go with the brighter red. Yeah, let's just go with the brighter red. Unless there's any objections, just the brighter red. And that should be that. Hold on, I need to rename it to the country name. Germania. And of course, rename the files over here. Anything with 3 X's. I got 1. Change to that. There we go. Alright. Flags. Oh boy. Yes, I am using that as the base flag. Because it's the first one in the line, okay? It's the most convenient for me to click on. And I can probably delete all those now. GFX leaders, okay. History is the only other one. There we go. And it's going to be 332. Just double checking. And it's going to start collectivist. Just so that I don't forget beforehand. These guys are going to stay here until characters are actually added. Actually, should be added. Tag, that's being replaced. Boom. Character, there. I think that's all of them. Yeah, that should be all of them. I'm going to leave it at that for now. There we go. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, I'm just realizing. So I'm definitely gonna have to explain this one. So in the official server, we have a role play which The primary purpose of it, let me be clear about this, is to add lore to all the nations and all the countries, all the whatnot that's there. That's the purpose of it. So that's the purpose of it. That's the purpose of the RP. And since there's 6 locations which are not filled, we kind of just put like generic countries there, just miscellaneous ones really. And one of them is very much claimed by Greenia. Very much claimed by Greenia, and it's this one. I forgot to mention that. Yeah. So I can probably already tell that these two are not going to have great relations between each other. Purely based on that. Okay, red color. Yeah, that's actually a good point, given that they're both green. And it's a good thing that it's going with the Germany red color. Because that's another reason not to make it green. Because I was over here like, oh yeah, no, green would be a fitting color. All of their neighbors are green! And I'm not joking. This is a sort of cyanish green, more teal color. This is green. This is green. Literally, its name is Greenia. So it probably would not make so much sense to put a green nation here. I mean, it would be funny if there's another green nation here. Because then they'd just be completely surrounded by green nations. We don't need it to be surrounded by green nations. That would just be so strange. Alright. Okay, democratic, technocratic, non-aligned, monarchist. For whatever reason, both socialist and collectivist. I don't know why. Nationalist and anarchist. I'm gonna count it as 7 flags. And now we've ran into another Southfield problem. And if another thing I need to explain is that for a long time, the person overseeing Southfield had 7 flags. The only one they did not have was technocratic, and instead they used the democratic flag for it. And I had to pressure them for months, probably over a year, to finally add a technocratic flag, and they finally did. Which is currently in the mod. Yeah, so hopefully we get a socialist or collectivist unique flag soon. Yeah, because socialist is more sort of meant to be the moderate side of things. The more moderate forms of socialism. Collectivism is meant to be the more extreme versions. That's probably the 2 ideologies I have to explain what the biggest difference is the most. Yeah. Because everyone knows democracy, technocracy, those have a difference. Non-aligned monarchy, those have a difference. Nationalism and anarchy have very few similarities. At least in terms of how the logic goes for it. Socialists and collectivists, those definitely have the most similarities. We're gonna end up in another situation with we're gonna end up in another situation, aren't we? Oh boy. Anyways, So there's the Democratic flag. Also, this is probably the last thing that I'm going to be doing for this stream, at least. Because I do have some stuff I needed to take care of. If you guys do have suggestions for whatever else I should stream or whatnot next, so do let me know. Because I am pretty blank on ideas. Other than an upcoming chat codes Hoi 4 fixing stream. Where I literally just do a bunch of fixes and whatnot. But other than that, I don't really know what else to do for streams at the moment. I do have a video planned, but I haven't worked on it. And the primary reason is that I need Germany to beat the Soviets. And I don't have enough images of that, so I need more images of that. Yeah, that's a very strange issue, isn't it? And definitely doesn't reveal what the next video is about. And yes, I was intentionally kind of vague on that. Because I'm not revealing exactly what the next video is going to be. But it's going to be something. It's probably not going to be something big, but it's going to be something. And if people like it, I might make more of it. I even had to make my own my own little thing just to make it work. And yeah, so that's going to be the next video. And guess what? Since you guys are here in chat, here in stream, guess what? You get to have small spoilers for the next video. Oh, that's the socialist flag. Yeah, so next video, something to do with Germany invading the Soviets. And also making my own mod. Literally just for that purpose. I can't say what it is, but that's as vague as I can get. And I will not be elaborating on exactly what it is, because that will spoil the video. Not any further, at least. I accidentally downloaded the monarchist flag twice. Did not mean to do that. And I accidentally downloaded the technocratic flag twice. Wonderful. And I gotta delete those extra files. There we go. Alright. I'm gonna start on the base flag, the collectivist. Oh, come on. I can never do this, can I? Now I'm actually gonna have to open the stupid layers for this. I cannot believe I'm actually having to open the layers for this. And now I even need to find my downloads folder. There we go. Alright. Alright, there we go. Control M to merge the layers. There we are. And that's going to be the base. What I typically do when making flags is that I make the base ideology first. Unless it's a cosmetic tag, then I go in order from democratic through to anarchy. collectivism. So depending on when the next update releases, it may not be in the next drop, but it will be in the drop afterwards if it's completed. Oh. Anyways, I had to mute up for a second. Oh, no, not that. Here we go. Control M. Control M. And Control M. There are no other new messages. I am very much checking for them. I'm probably gonna miss some. Technocrat. That's Democrat. That says Democratic. What am I doing? Speaking of, next flag, Technocracy. Oh, I accidentally clicked on the small flag. I didn't even paste it. Why am I mentioning that? There we go. Technocracy. There we are. Now for non-aligned. Boom. Oh. Boom. At least they're pretty distinct. Because I can look at the small ones, and for the most part, I can tell which is which. Of course, the Democratic, Technocratic, and the Socialist Collectivist flags are similar, but I can at least tell the difference. In case you're wondering, yes, in the base files of the game, I have not changed the base ideologies. Which is why, instead of it saying democracy, it says democratic. And instead of saying socialism, it says communism. That's just how I have it registered in the game files. I just haven't bothered to really change it. That's partially due to the fact that I don't know how to make it go and do something like set ruling party F or whatnot, and then have it switch over to that ideology. Instead, I have to, like, if I want to put C, it switches to socialism. If I want to put, like, G, which is supposed to be non-aligned, it's not valid. Let's say I put A, invalid, which is meant to be anarchy. And I can't do that, so I'm going to have to look in the base game files to figure that one out. I sure do like when it says 7 concurrent viewers. I look at the participants and no one's there. Thanks, YouTube. That's really clear and helpful. Oh shoot, where was it? There it is. Yes, I clicked on the right thing. Alright. This is the monarchist flag one. Monarchist? I think this is the monarchist. Okay. Monarchist, yes. There we are. Monarchy. And then we can throw in the socialist one, which looks a little different. There we are. And I have that registered in the game as communism because I haven't bothered to change it from the original ideology. Go. And we already did collectivism, so we move on to nationalism, which may or may not get me banned on YouTube. Hopefully not. YouTube, please don't ban me. It's a flag. It's just a flag. I can't spell fascism. That's great. This video is definitely getting flagged. I've said things that YouTube will find sensitive. Great. Things that in context are like, oh, okay, sure. but out of context, it's like, huh? Huh? You said the F word now? Don't worry, there's very likely a low chance that YouTube does anything about it. Oh yeah, I could probably do that as well. And yes, I do have a separate file entirely for all of the text related things. That includes the interface and localization files. This is the only interface one though. And now I need to look at the names again. Chiramagnia, oh, it's just Chiramagnian. Okay. And of course the base name is just going to be Chiramagnia. Also, the non-aligned name is the neutrality such non-aligned name is typically just that, but apparently that's not going to be the case this time around. Liberalism. Okay, that's good to mention. National Federal... I don't even... National Federal Commonality. That's a name. Provisional Interim Authority. And there's also the National Republic, so I'm... Okay, that's meant to be centrist. Okay. So I'll just do that, just to have it later. Great Yarmagnian Empire. What a great name for a monarchy. United Soviet Commonwealth of the Great Republics of Yarmagnia and the World. Uh-huh. Yes, that's going to be that. And I'm not going to put that as the base name, because that'd be way too long, and that would take over the entire Arctic if I were to overlay it. So instead I'm going to have it as the alternate name. So that means when they declare war on a country, that's what it's going to show. Instead of the shortened name, which is going to be shown on the map and almost everything else. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put like full names, like okay, I probably shouldn't have Imperial Democratic Republic of Catlandia as the base name for this, but that's just what I have. But that's gonna be the full name. And in this case, United Soviet Commonwealth is the short name. United Soviet Commonwealth of the Great Republics of Yarmagnia and the World. That's the long name. The long and the full official name. That's pretty much what it is. Anything that just makes sense, I guess. Which means a lot of these nations may have to have their names shortened down. Like, for example, I could probably just change this to Jerboxmany, Panduria, Southfield. Probably not this one. This one's probably fine since it's short-ish. Yeah, Jerboxmany is probably going to have to be shortened. Probably not Rosaria since that's visible and can be seen. Like, if I zoom out all the way, or if I zoom out a specific... If I can see the entire continent and its name, then it's probably fine. This needs to be changed to Zealandia, Janistan. Probably not this. No, probably not. And this is only for, like, the base name, alright? Only the base name. The starting name. Order in the Court. Yes, very optimistic title. Okay, parties. There is parties, which I need to go to. Oh, wait, there, hold on. There's a search and roll. There we go. Oh, by the way, you are allowed to have more than one political party type, but it does have to be mentioned which is the primary one and which is the other one. Pretty much the sub-ideologies and which is the primary one have to be mentioned. Other than that, it's you can go haywire with however many you want. Guillotine socialism. Scientific socialism, I think I made that. I think in the files it's called like Marxism or something. Oh, also, I don't know why I feel the need to mention this, but political advisors. I probably need to flip to a tag that actually has advisors. So for the political advisors, I'm going to mention this now. Most of the characters have to have their portrait within this little circular ring here. Should probably not use democratic. Like, look at this. Oh no, this one right here. Like, see this white outline that's right there? It has to be within that ring. That's where the character has to be. But there are exceptions to this rule. And a notable one is that every anarchist advisor disregards it. And the reason behind that is anarchy doesn't follow the rules, alright? So anarchy doesn't have the need to follow those rules. Oh, I could probably do a very good one. I can think of one good one. Look at this. All of these other advisors, they're normal, alright? They're within the box, even this monarchist one, which is not in frame here. But no, the anarchist one is the only one that breaks these rules. Anarchist and secret advisors. Political advisors. They are the only one which break these rules. That they have to be within this little ring here. But other than that, they're all supposed to be within this little border ring. Except for anarchy and secret ones. Just thought I'd mention that. It's a unique little quirk they have. Back to... Alright, political parties. Probably also put in their shortened versions, which I'm guessing they're all in German. Because that is what this nation is inspired by. Man, I sure hope there aren't very many German-inspired nations. Oh, wait. There's a lot. Moderates and radicals. That one's pretty easy to follow. Oh, well, that one's... Alright, that one's just a cup. Non-socialist. I think the better term here would be anti-socialist. but sure, I guess. I'm just going to do that, and then radical, because I'm not going to copy and paste two different things that are one word different. Alicaramagnian Popular Reclamation Party. Alright, there we go. Character names, that can wait until the time comes. And with that, I think that might be everything. Yeah, I think that might be all of that. That's all she wrote for today's mod. That should not be on screen. Uh, so anyways, if you guys enjoyed this dev stream, I guess consider subscribing and hit notifications if you want to be notified whenever my content drops. Yeah. And like the stream if you want to see more of this, because apparently 4 people want to see more of this, so if you're part of the people who want to see more of this, feel free. Feel free to like the stream if you I've already mentioned it. Alright. Last thing, I have a Discord down in the description, and if you can join if you want to just chat with me or the other server members there. And if you want to join this mod, you'll have to reach out to me on Discord. Otherwise, I can't really do much in that regard. Anyhow, that's about it for this stream. At least for now. I might do another one of these in the future, but yeah. That's Crescendo of Millennium mod work. And now, I can finally have this pizza that's been sitting back here for a couple of minutes.